Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. I've got my witch here in Act 3, and I'm about to try and go through at least, try and go through half of it. Try and make these videos about an hour. I know the first one was a bit longer, but I'm trying to stick to about an hour or less. So we'll see how far I can get in an hour. I did a little test a moment ago. I've got a reverse osmosis water system that is kind of processing in the room beside me right now, so it's making quite the racket, but when I did my test, my microphone wasn't picking it up, at least not that I could hear. So, of course, while I'm trying to listen to see if I could hear it, it is literally right beside me making a racket. So if you guys do hear a hum when I'm talking or whatnot, I do apologize. I'll figure it out, and if that is happening, I won't do it again. But I do want to record now, and it just happens to be going off. It takes about a half an hour to run its course. It's been going off for about 10 minutes right now, so it'll be going for a little while, but maybe you guys don't hear it at all. Either way, I am here at Act 3, and I'm going to just proceed. I didn't really think about how slowly I do the campaign, especially in Ruthless, right? So this might turn into a 20 episode series or something. I have no idea at this point, but I'm going to try and take it all the way through. And we'll see how it goes. Arc feels great on trash mobs. On just white mobs, it feels really good. But as soon as you get a rare or a unique monster, it can feel a little weak so far. So I can see there was another mob there, and Arc was. There we go. It's a 4-link. I'll take that. Arc was definitely doing more damage once the second monster died, so that it wasn't chaining.
What is your desire?
Silver helmets. I'm not going to do any of those. Yeah, and I don't mind doing the league mechanic, but at this point, I want to have some type of incentive. Just going in there and killing some extra mobs. I don't need the XP right now. I'm over leveled a bit. I think I'm level 27 right now. Might even be 28 now. Yeah, I'm 28. This is a level 24 zone, so it's not that I need the XP. There is a boss up here. Or did I? Oh, he's here. Just some gold. Just trying to find the way to the mausoleum or whatever it is. The next area that I'm trying to find here. My wife is hollering at the cat in the background. We have a new cat, Stray, that showed up at our door. I think someone dropped him off, to be honest. But he's a kitten. I mean, not a kitten. He might be 3 or 4, but he's a young, rambunctious cat, and we have another cat and a big dog, and he just causes everyone hassles with his rambunctiousness and chasing stuff around and attacking random things. So sometimes he'll get on her papers or you know, she'll be sitting there and he'll attack her leg or something, so every once in a while I hear screaming in the background. But it happened before and it didn't bleed through into the microphone, so I think this mic is pretty good at isolating just my voice, which is nice. I don't think it's the mic, I think it's, I have a filter in OBS that I've created to kind of create a gate and some noise suppression, so I think that's doing its job. I hope so, because there is quite the racket beside me with this water processing going on. I have no idea where this place is. You just have to walk in a random direction, and if it lets you keep walking, you might stumble upon it. Yeah, here it is. See the orange door? A crematorium, that's what it is.
When you build something like this, you make persecution a way of life.
So this would be where the first, in Act 3 there's 3 trials to do in order to ascend. So this is where the first of them is. I'll go and do it as if this is a, you know, a new character in this game mode. Then there's the last one is in the, over the gardens near the library. And then there's one, I forget, you get to a certain waypoint just past some statues that come to life, and then there's a building that only has the, like if you go in there, the only thing that's really in there is the trial. I feel like killing everything here. Alright, I think I'm going towards Piety. I don't want to go there yet. I want to do the Trial of Ascendancy, which looks like it's farther down. I'm going to go back this way. So like, I mean, I've just got low level vitality and clarity right now, but they really do a good job of keeping your life and mana kind of topped up. So it isn't this way. So it has to be kind of around and down. All right. I can see where Piety is because there's a little X above me. I'm gonna go down here first. Here we go. It's dropping fire on me. It must be this guy. 8 feet. He's already half dead here. He's... Oh, maybe it's this one. Let's see my lightning trap trigger there when he rolled through it. I always tell when it shoots out the bolts in a circle. I just don't feel like I'm doing any damage at all here. Let him keep rolling through my my lightning traps. That's my plan here.
Ready yourself.
Dude, don't float away from me.
What is your desire?
Well, I do have movement speed boots, so I'm not going to bother going in there, seeing if I get more boots. So you're going to follow me into the trial here? Come on. So a tincture, I won't use that, but I'll pick it up. Whoa! They're blocking me from moving forward, so I guess I just have to stand here. I don't have phasing. Hopefully I was up on the stairs at least, and I wasn't stuck in the lava. Jumped the gun there. Alright, I know that wasn't necessary, but I'm just trying to, for the benefit of someone, if they're just, you know, trying this build out from the start, this is what they would experience too, so I'm just trying to show that. Alright, so Piety herself does a lot of lightning damage up here, so I don't know if she's going to be somewhat resistant to my lightning damage. These guys are going crazy. I guess I can level up everything. Flame wall, rolling magma. So arc is the only thing that really matters right now when I'm leveling up.
There she is, my work in progress. Let's see if Rayclast has been good to you, witch.
So if I can kill all these ads first, and I can just focus on her. So she's up here somewhere. I mean, I'm getting her down, but it's not quick, that's for sure. I think once she gets to about half life, she goes away. There we go. Alright, that's not the best damage. I've you know, fought her using a lot of different skills, and I forget what I was doing more recently. Might have been doing something. I don't recall, but it was certainly a lot quicker than that. Alright, so I'm just going to go back to town. Talk to Clarissa. She'll give me a key. I guess I'll get her to ID stuff for me too.
See you.
So, a 4-link boots. I mean, 4-links become quite common, but and I do have movement speed that I'm using, so I don't need them right now. But that is nice to get. Let's sell this helmet.
No, Mr. Boy. Victoria was... Good luck to you.
So I guess I had forgotten before. I guess I'm going to get conductivity. That's the one that's helpful. I mean, elemental weakness is decent, but it does minus 15 to elemental resistances, whereas conductivity, it starts right out at minus 17, and we have a 25% chance to shock, so it's just better for pure lightning, which is what I'm trying to do. Even though I do have the Holy Flame Totem and whatnot, I'm still going to go with conductivity, because ultimately I'd like to move away from Holy Flame Totem if I get strong enough to do so. Do I have... Yes, I have another blue. Alright, so I'm going to switch this up a little bit. Whatever this thing was, Galvanic Field, I didn't find it to be very effective, or maybe I just don't know what it does, but I'm going to switch that over to conductivity. And I guess I'll do Galvanic Field here just in case I want to use it, but it's not clear to me what it does. Alright, so yeah, I was trying to stack up a little bit of crit. So this just gives me 20, 25, and 50. So that's 95 more crit, which means that I should have... I had 6 before, so I should have almost 12 now. I might actually have 12. Just on arc here. Spell critical strike chance, 11.7, right? So I'm pretty close now. So hopefully that'll proc elemental overload more often. I guess I go up here. forget what's in my thumbnail for this video. I was gonna increase my... Oh, maybe it's the armor. I think it's the armor now. Go ahead and update my armor to this too, just to make it look like I'm actually progressing. So this zone, remember we left the zone, we went into the crematorium, we did all of that, came back, and this still hasn't despawned yet. So I find that this one stays open for quite some time, whereas there's some other zones that if you seem to leave them and linger in town for a moment, you come back and it's gone. Resets. So there is a blight in here. I don't know how this character will do a blight, because like I said, it's not very strong. Against the normal mobs that won't have a problem, but, you know, if, heaven forbid, a boss spawns, it would be terrible. So I do not feel like I'm doing a lot of damage, unfortunately. So I was watching a video where Zizaran was talking about his upcoming, so what do you call it, gauntlet or league or whatever thing that he's doing for a week. It's only hardcore, and it's going to have like a lot of extra difficulty. Even Hillock is apparently very challenging to beat. So I was considering doing it with a Juggernaut, right? Because I like the tankiness of a Juggernaut, but apparently, like, to get past Hillock with like double strike or whatever that garbage skill is that the Juggernaut starts with, apparently it makes it extra challenging. So another option might be a minion build, because you don't want to get stacks of ruin on you. If you get 7 stacks, like, it's game over. You just die immediately. So if you could keep things at bay and let your minions get hit instead of yourself, right? The problem with minion builds, in my experience, though, is that when you do get hit, you're not very strong and you can't tank. You take a hit very well, so it'd be a little bit more concerning in hardcore. But I might give it a try. But at least in the beginning, the Witch starts out with Fireball, which is a ranged skill, and it has a chance to ignite. So that makes things a little bit easier. The Guardian, which is probably what I'd prefer to play because of his ascendancy, has the tanky minions, but he starts out with Holy Hammers or whatever it's called, and that I don't like that skill very much either. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know if I'm going to play it, but I'm considering it. So I don't know if there's any of these I want to take. What I'm going to do is I'll do the Blight. Kill all the extra enemies first. You don't want to be killing other mobs when the Blight's underway. So this is easy. Like, it's only going to spawn either this way or this way. So this should be, fairly contained. I still might not be strong enough if there's some tanky mobs that come out, but maybe the towers can help with that too. But the Blights, I mean, they don't drop a lot, but you never know. It's another opportunity to drop something. And because we've got it here with the Mirage mechanic, we can do it again. So I'll talk to Cassia first here. I like when you come across her and she's singing, and if you stand and listen, she gets really into it. It's funny.
Well done.
Oh, so there's going to be 4 lanes, and I guess they're all going to go this way. I'm going to start with something to chill here. I'm going to do some damage, and I'll do some minions to kind of slow people down. And maybe some more damage here. So it's already begun. Sometimes it takes a while before the mobs come out. I'll do another... Yeah. Maybe the next thing I'll do is I'm going to upgrade my chill thing. It's because that kind of, if they get past me, that slows them down. Hopefully keeps them from getting to the thing. Yeah, because they're already here. As I suspected, I'm just not doing a lot of damage here, but sometimes this first one is not too bad. Nothing's gotten past me yet, so that's good, but there's still a lot of mobs here.
I no longer need fear. Destiny will see to that.
What's hitting me? Oh, there's some type of rare thing here. There we go. Glass blower's bauble, that's not bad. Take it. And there's some chests to open up too.
Success.
Talk to Cassie and
I'll
she'll
pray for you.
not want to give us any credit for what we just did. Alright, we got some gold there. We got a chromatic orb and a giant flask. Gold. And a transmute. I mean, that was worthwhile as far as I'm concerned. That's several pieces of currency at once. Just living up here, lightning path. Okay, I'll level everything up. So, you know what? I am going to... I'm not too worried about dying, but if I can make the enemies explode, that might give me a little bit of a better chance of success in doing the blight mechanic here, so I'll do that. Listen, my totem can follow you no matter what side you go on, to be clear. So I think these mobs are using Flicker Strike. So they just kind of like warp to you. Which I do think is an interesting skill. I've never played it. At least I don't think so. I might have tried it and not known what I was doing at all, you know, back in 2018 when I first started playing, but I don't even know if I did that or if I just heard about it. But I watched a video where someone was talking about a Flicker Strike build, but I forget what it was doing. It makes you kind of like warp into the boss that you're fighting. So that's a bit of a problem when like you're squishy and the boss hits hard, and like in order to hit it you kind of gotta get right in his face. So he died a number of times, but he was also you know, he was doing some of the, you know, more advanced bosses and stuff. He might be fine for like the act bosses and whatnot. I'm gonna do the blight at the end here. I'm just trying to clear this out. It would be nice if I felt like I was doing half decent damage. Anything that way. What I find is that even in the Mirage mechanic, if you get to a part of the zone where like enemies don't usually spawn, they don't usually spawn in here either. So like when you first enter a map, for example, right, usually there's no enemies for the first little bit, and then if the Mirage spawns shortly thereafter and you walk back to the beginning of the map, there's often nothing there. So I found that it's not even worth going and investigating most of the time for those sections if you know that there was nothing there when you were there before. Alright, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do the blight. I'll clear out whatever is down here in case there's anything here. That's good. Alright, let's see if this one drops anything good. Well, if I can beat it. Oh no, there's gonna be a boss. Oh, this is gonna be terrible. And it's coming from two different directions. So I'm gonna do two of these. I'll do something that'll damage. I'll do... Well, I wasn't trying to do minions, I was trying to move past whatever was blocking me there. This, I don't think I'm going to pass this, this blight, because if you look down here you can see that there's going to be a boss that spawns, and they are tanky AF, and I am just not strong. I'm not feeling like I do a lot of damage at all, and so that boss is a serious threat. if I'm lucky, I can like level up one of the ice things, which will create like kind of an ice cage. That can be nice. Hasn't spawned yet. You know when it's on the map. Kind of shows up. It doesn't matter even if it's the last enemy. It's like even a rare. I'm having a hard time doing any damage here, so I don't see how I'm going to be able to take down a, you know. I didn't see it spawn. Okay, I mean I'll take it, but I was expecting something a little crazier. A lot of my gems leveled up here. Orb Storms, Conductivity, Lightning 10. Oh, I forgot to use Conductivity, to be honest. I'm not going to level up Clarity anymore right now because I feel like I'm not using mana right now, so I might come back to it and level it up if I start to feel like I need to. Oh, a Diamond Ring. That's good for crit chance. I'm not speccing into crit yet, but there's a possibility that later on I unspec from Elemental Overload and I actually spec into crit. Close combat support. Doesn't help me, but that is a support gem. And that's good to see. Nope.
You live to fight.
Whenever these things spawn near the... A couple of oils, that's nice. Whenever these things spawn near that portal, no matter how I try to be careful and click, I always end up going through the portal. At least the first time. Alright, that wasn't bad. I was fully expecting a tanky boss to spawn. I thought that was gonna, you know, either kill me or at least get to the pump and destroy it, so that I was gonna fail the blight. But that was good. Got a couple of oils. I mean, they're just the base oils, but Ruthless, even a base oil is welcome. Like, I'm trying to spawn totems and everything, and I'm clicking the buttons and nothing's happening, so I don't know why that happens. So I think I'm going to not level up Vitality at this point too, just because Strength is a bit of an issue for me. And I might be able to level it up a level or two more, but then the problem is if I replace this belt and I don't have access to the Strength, and I can't use it, so I'm just going to try and be safe at this point. So I think I've gotten 2 of the statues. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I've got 2, so this will be the last one right here. So this one just for mobs. So when I come out into the next zone, there's I don't know, Decanter Spiritus or something. It's for Fairgraves, and if you do the quest for him, eventually he's going to drink, you know, poison, and he'll die. But then before he dies, he gives you a ring. And in Ruthless, it's always a magic ring, and it's either a life, a mana. Sorry, I've just had a noise. Just want to make sure the water thing's okay. Give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. I just want to check something. Alright, everything's fine. There was just a noise that I wasn't used to, so I just wanted to check on it, make sure everything was okay. Yeah, so anyways, the Fairgrave, the ring that he gives you, it's a magic ring in Ruthless, and it's either going to be like a life ring, a mana ring, or whatever the resistance is, a bone ring or whatever that has resistances for minions. But because they're just both magic rings, I currently have better rings right now, so I'm not going to bother doing that quest. If you've had, terrible luck up to this point, then it's absolutely, worth doing just to get access to a ring. Taking the life of the mana one can be helpful, but I don't need that, so I'm not going to bother collecting those and doing that quest for Fairgraves. I remember the first time I'm playing Ruthless, I remembered that he gives you a ring, and I thought, oh, he's going to give me a rare ring, and I thought that was going to be like amazing. And then I got there, and he's offering 3 magic rings, and by this point, I mean, this is Act 3, I already got some rings, and I even had some rings back then too. So it wasn't as exciting, unfortunately. So what these things are. I am remembering to cast Conductivity, so that actually helps. Jingling Spirit Shield. So, a rare Spirit Shield absolutely can roll +1 to Lightning Gems. So I will be excited to ID that, see what it gives me. I mean, more than likely it won't have that. That's quite a rare modifier to have on it, but whenever I get, either a magic or a rare shield or wand, I'm always looking for +1 to whatever type of gem. So if I could get, I forget what the brand is. It's a brand that essentially can apply whatever the skill gems are that are attached to it. I'm drawing a blank. I think it starts with an A. Anyways, if I can find that brand, then I could get the other, elemental weakness and conductivity. So this is the building here. This is where the catacombs. This is where another one of the trials is. So I'm going to go down here as though I need to get that. Because you do need to get all 6 of them before you can actually do the lab and ascend. Now, in case you're not aware too, all of the ascension nodes within Ruthless are nerfed, right? So I think when Ruthless first started, that you couldn't do the Eternal Lab, so you couldn't do the 4th one. You could only do 3. And I mean, until like a month ago, I thought that was still the case because I'd watched some older videos. And that's how it worked at the time, so I thought that was still how it worked. And then I would see people, I found a few resources. I don't find there's a lot of Ruthless resources online, but I did find some stuff that had builds that showed like all 4 ascensions, and I thought, oh man, this isn't Ruthless. Like come on, you don't even know that there's only 3 ascensions. But apparently I didn't know that they switched that, and instead what they've done is they kind of nerfed the ascensions. So, if for example, whatever Shaper of Storms or whatever, that's the one that I'm going to take for my Elementalist here, which essentially causes all damage to shock and whatnot. I think like the regular one, it can shock at a minimum of like 25% or something like that, whereas in Ruthless that's 10%. And there's some other, benefits that it gives you under normal Path of Exile that it just doesn't give you in Ruthless. Or the Golem one, for example, it only gives you 1 extra Golem. It doesn't give you the 2. And the golems don't have all of the benefits. They don't do like 40% increased effect or whatever. I think they do revive if they die. I'd have to check that. So I don't know. When I've looked up Arc builds, a lot of times people will use the golems, but because that's nerfed, there is a way on the tree that you can kind of take, and the passive skills you can get an extra golem there, and then the ascendancy can give you another one. So I could be running 3 golems. This is awful. Okay, so he's energy shield, lightning and shock resistant. So I'm just gonna chuck these rolling magmas at him. This will throw down a totem. Now, if I had taken elemental weakness instead of conductivity, I could also be cursing him and he'd be taking some more damage. But oh my gosh, lightning was doing nothing to him. There we go. What was I saying? So for the nerfed ascendancies, right? It is what it is. so you just kind of accept. They still give you a degree of power, but you know, if you're looking in a path of building, for example, there is a section at the bottom of it where you can choose kind of what you're targeting. And so, for example, you know, it'll be Ruthless like 3.28, or sorry, yeah, it'll say Mirage 3.28, but then there's also a drop down that says like Ruthless Mirage 3.28. So if you choose that, then the actual ascendancy it will reflect the proper Ruthless ones. Just to help you guys understand that, because otherwise you might be thinking that, you know, eager to ascend, and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to take this one, and it's going to give me all this stuff, and then in Ruthless you find out it might only give you half of the benefits that you were expecting. So I'm not going to do this. Oh, I am going to do it because there's a...
Make your wish.
Yeah, I'm not going to get the gloves. I'm just going to go here. If a wisdom scroll or a portal scroll drops, it'll drop as some other type of currency. But I'm doing this essentially just to get this this essence. So it's cold, chill, and freeze resistant. I can live with that. As long as it's not lightning resistant, that's fine. Let me curse him. That's one thing I'm forgetting. He's... Okay. I thought the curse wasn't applying, but I think I just wasn't looking in the right place. Did I take the life flask? If a scroll does drop, I mean, it could drop as a chaos orb, it could drop as a, you know, I mean, just any other currency, so it might probably just be a transmutation or, you know, maybe an augment or something. But it's not that uncommon for a scroll to drop, so in this particular, you know, Mirage thing, it could be that. So there we go. There's an Orb of Chance, right? That would have been a Wisdom Scroll or a Portal Scroll probably, but instead they dropped as, you know, or dropped as that. So I'll take it. Orbs of Chance are excellent. You can buy maps with them from Kirak. So I saved them up until that point.
All I must do is wait.
This guy's doing shotgun mechanic with those things. So I'm not doing a lot of damage to him either. This doesn't feel good. I've cursed him. That's going to help a little bit. I'm going to put on a lightning trap, although he's not moving, so I don't know if he's going to trigger the trap. Do Orb of Storms again here. Curse him again. So he was smart enough to like try to get away. Alright, he dropped absolutely nothing. There was something there, but it was too small, so it was clearly something that wasn't worthwhile at this level.
When I'm ready, I'm not before.
These patches are nice. Sometimes they have some good stuff. I mean, there's a rare circlet. That's nice. Man, that was a Scribe's Rack. That should be dropping a Wisdom Scroll or a Portal Scroll, which should then translate into some other currency in here, but it dropped nothing. That's disappointing. Should have been a guaranteed piece of currency. What is going on to this thing? It is not doing any damage at all. I am not doing any damage at all. And he's cursing me. I don't like it. What is going on here? It looked like I had Flicker Strike there. So this doesn't feel... Okay, I'm gonna... First of all, I'm gonna try and kill this guy. If I can. I'm doing 0 damage. I'll take some rings. That's nice. I'm just gonna move past these guys. I'm wasting my time even trying to kill them. I can't make it through that door. The pathway is just cut off. Might as well finish these guys off. They might drop a cache. Oh, great, there's a rare one of these guys. Still getting cursed here. But I've already got him down to half damage, so he's not too bad. It's those other enemies that I don't want to mess with. I don't find that I'm doing any damage to them whatsoever. Sword again. Yeah. Gotta swap out that loot filter. So maybe I can do that right now. If I go to my options, game. What's this one? So now the goat's horn's not even, there it is. It's on the ground, but it's not even showing. Even though it is a magic one. You know what? Okay, that's gonna be a... Okay, I don't need this thing. I picked that up by mistake, obviously. We'll pick this up. And then I would like to... I'd like to pick up that goat's horn, not because I want the, you know, the flat fire damage, but because it's magic, and because it could have a +1 to lightning gems. Alright, so I'm just going to get out of here. These monsters are too tanky for me. We've got Crush on Hit and Life Regen. See the regen happening. I've cursed him, trying to get my totems and my orb. I'm doing some damage to him now. This is good. There we go. Alright, so I think it's this way where those... Actually, there might just be some notes in here, and that might be what I'm seeing here, but I think that the trial is up here after all. You know, or I'm being led on a wild goose chase. Yeah, this is the trial up here. Oh, so this is the blades. Whoa! There we go. That's not too bad. Alright, so I can get right out of here. Back to town. I guess there's a few things I'll do. Number one, I'm going to ID my stuff.
Watch yourself.
And sell anything like this axe, for example. It's a chromatic orb. We've got a few things. There's another chromatic orb. So what did this have? For a rare shield, this doesn't have a lot of affixes. It's got some spell damage, some increased energy shield. Sell it. So this does add 1 to 4 lightning damage to spells with an increased projectile speed. So I'm going to try equipping that and see if that actually makes a difference. This is giving me some intelligence and some life. I don't care for intelligence because I'm a witch. This has some fire resistance, so I'll get rid of this. Fire resistance could come in handy. I'm going to keep that. The claw, I obviously don't need it with this witch, but I'm still going to keep it. And this belt has some cold resistance, so again, I'll keep that too.
Be careful.
Sometimes we just have a few pieces of random gear that have some resistances on them or whatever. If you are in a bit of a bind and you need to, you know, to cover your resistances temporarily, it's a possibility. So I just keep pieces of gear like that that might be helpful. With a nice flask. Alright, so I'll... Oh, I picked these up by mistake too. I'm gonna try that out. So, alright, so this stuff... I need the blue gems, the blue slots right now, so I'm gonna not equip that. Well, I'll keep... Oh, hold on a second. Take this too. I'm gonna go into my jewelry tab and pop these here. Boots I'll sell. These I'm gonna trade in. I'm gonna thin out my scrolls. Go to
The
Hargan,
Beatles poet.
turn those in, get a book of skill. I'm going to sell these boots.
Bring me back something nicer.
Now, what I wanted to see is my damage right now. So if I go to arc, because that's really the damage I'm concerned with, it's 366, right? And that's with this one that does some extra cold damage, and this one that does some 1 to 10 lightning, with 12% increased lightning. So I think that this is probably the one that's going to give me a more 366, 445. All right, so that's giving me quite a bit more damage. Now, if I were to try it, let's go. That is conductivity. Okay, I'll deal with that in a second. If I was to replace this one, 424. So yes, as I suspected, this is the better one to replace. Gives me 445. And yeah, every little bit helps. So I'll gladly take that. And that's what I tried to keep an eye out for. Even though once we saw, I realized that when that first dropped, it dropped with the kind of divine orb sound and look to it. Then when I changed the filter, it was reduced to like nothing. It was minimized and you could barely see it on the ground. But when I noticed it was magic, I picked it up just so I could ID it. Even though what I was hoping for was a, +1 to lightning gems or whatever, but the damage was on that was still better than what I had. So I'm going to look here for the keyword gems. Right, she's got nothing. I'm going to go back to Act 2 and Act 1 as well. And if this seems like, oh dude, like what are you doing? Like come on, like get on with it. This is Ruthless. This is part of what's the thing. Is if you can find one that has a +1 to lightning gems, that's a huge find. And it's you don't want to have missed it because you didn't go back to town. So, I don't mind taking a bit of a detour to do this on occasion. Again, I won't do it every level, but when I think of it, I do it just to check. Even in Act 1 here. Right? If one of those was there, I'd like to buy it. Although I think I only have one alt. Might have two now. No, I have one. So sometimes her stuff that has any good affixes on it. So this one here, you can see that it's a magic and it's 1 orb of alteration. This one's 1 orb of alteration. If it's a really good one, sometimes I've seen them for even 2 orbs of alterations, but all of these are just 1. And so for the +1 gem, +1 to lightning gems is what I'm looking for. That would probably be an alteration. So I'm ready to go on. I'm going to put some more points in. I think I've increased my crit chance enough here. So I'm just going to go up into here. This gives me 30% more damage and it penetrates 6%. That's always nice. 50% increased effective lightning ailments, which I'm going to be shocking soon all the time, and that's going to help with that. I'll go over here first because I'm not shocking that much yet. So that should give me... I was doing 445 damage on arc. Now I'm doing 541, so that gave me quite a bit more damage. That feels good. So this is another zone where I don't know exactly what direction to go, left or right, but I'm gonna, yeah, I can see the door already. This is the right direction. Oops. Now for the battlefront, a few things. I'm gonna go through here, get the waypoint, go to the docks. I'm not worried about Fairgrave. I still will probably get the waypoint there, but there's something else that you need to find for... I forget her name, the Gemling Queen. So I'll pick that up too. Got this thing right here, this exclamation mark. It's gonna be a guy that comes down that I gotta kill. There's another giant life flask, I'll take that. Ribbon School. Is this the guy? Yeah. Captain Aurelianus. Alright, so this is the entrance to the docks. So I'll go here. Get what I need to get, and then I'll go to the temple where the Gemling Queen is. Then I can use the concoction to destroy the blockage in the sewer. I don't know what was hurting me there. It's like it was hitting me hard or what, but I just noticed suddenly my life was going down. I'm tanking their blue spray, whatever that stuff does. But it wasn't that. I think it was a melee hit. I think the guy was hammering me. Alright, so this is an essence. This is another one of the ones because you can see how it's unique. It always spawns here, and it only drops the essence the one time. So if the Mirage mechanic was here, it wouldn't help to do it twice. Whoa. It almost felt like I had pulling strike there. Like I felt like he had a, you know, quarter life left, and then all of a sudden he was dead. Alright, so now that I understand that arc works out better, you want to kill the ads first so that if the skill's not chaining, it's doing more damage to the remaining. See, I think this is a chromatic orb. Oh no, it's not. It's not joined. At a certain point, chromatic orbs stop kind of being highlighted by the loot filter. At least some of them do, and I don't like that because I always want to know when a chromatic orb drops. Or like when an item that has 3 linked sockets of, you know, red, green, and blue that can be sold for a chromatic orb. I'm never too good to pick one of those up. Never. Look at this mini flask. I don't need them right now, but I might. If I can't find whatever the upgrade one is, I could potentially upgrade them here. So here's a rare strongbox, or sorry, not rare, magic strongbox. There's absolutely a chance that it's going to freeze me. I don't have a way to mitigate freeze right now, but a wisdom scroll is not too bad. So it ignites me, it doesn't freeze me, so I'll do that. I'll get out of the way. So that was worth it, a 2-stone ring. So 15 fire and lightning resistance. It's white. I can still roll an essence on that. Maybe you get a second or third resistance on it too. Or whatever, fourth or fifth, because it's got 2. Yeah, so just little things like that are worth doing. Even if most of the time they would drop not much at all. I'm not convinced this guy's worth doing, but again, cost sunk fallacy. I can't I can't stop now. I've just got to kill him. He'll probably drop 6 gold or something, and that's it. This would help if I cursed him. That killed him quicker. An elegant foil. Wonderful.
Make your wish.
Silver jewel, currency, gloves. Don't care. Alright, I'll go get this waypoint. I'm not even going to talk to Fairgraves. But in case I want to in the future, whatever, I can come back. I probably won't. So yes, there's a... not the ribbon spool, I think I got that. There's some type of thematic sulfite or something. So there it is. Okay, so I can't get it from over here. I've got to go around and go up and over. Oh, a bunch of my gems leveled up. Yeah, thematic sulfite. I thought oh, it's flame wall. Okay, I thought that was clarity, and I thought that I blocked that. So arc is going up again here. So now it's doing 13 to 75. We're going to go up, and it's going to become 17 to 98. So it's a little bit more damage each time. Actually, that's all I need in this zone. So I can leave. And then go back. I don't think I have a lot. No, I don't need to sell anything yet. Go back here to the battlefront, and now we can go up to the temple where the Gemlin Queen is. I forget what her name is. Diessa or something like that. Diala. I think that the lore is absolutely fascinating in this game. It's often overlooked just because you can kind of play and not, you know, really need to know it. And it's a little cryptic, so even if you try to pick it up along the way, it's just very piecemeal. But I forget her name, Kitten Cat Noodle. She does some excellent videos that she goes over the lore and just finding out, you know, the kind of the tragedy of Mervale. You know, the fact that like the cataclysm happened 300 years ago. So all of these like undead things and creatures and monsters that have spawned or whatever, they've just been roaming around for the last 300 years. I'm just going to go and take a look at the Mirage. I forgot to check it here. So Diala, the Gemlin Queen, she's been, you know, in this temple for 300 years, just kind of hanging out. You know, bemoaning the fact that she feels betrayed by Malachi. And Malachi, I mean, he caused the cataclysm, and he's certainly no good. But he didn't actually reject her. He was trying to spare her, I believe, unless I'm missing a piece of lore, in which case maybe he was trying to screw over. But I thought that he actually, you know, didn't actually want her to experience the cataclysm, so he's hoping that she'd be kind of safe from it or something, I forget. But whatever the case is, and I'm not saying I know all the lore because I've just watched those videos a few times and tried to absorb it, but it is fascinating. Find out who some of these people are that you hear about, and you know, even Lion Eye, General Lion Eye or whatever, and so that first town that you go to, Lion Eye's Watch. So Calm, they came and kind of invaded. They're the Karui, and they came over on ships and they landed on the beach there. And apparently Lion Eye like kind of fought them back, and then they pursued them, right? Because they were taking losses, like the Karui were taking losses. So Lion Eye and his army kind of pursued them, knowing that there's like a Karui custom where the male warriors won't use archery because they, you know, feel it's cowardly or whatever. So they knew they didn't have a chance of being kind of ambushed by arrows. But what they didn't count on was the fact that Hiri, Kaum's niece, had been training with a number of her female warriors, because there was no such rule for the female Karui. So they ended up, you know, kind of ambushing Lion Eye. So then, they won. They defeated Lion Eye, and then the Karui kind of took over. But again, that was all before the cataclysm, and then eventually the cataclysm happened. Kaum got drawn into the mountain once Malachi became kind of, you know, went in with Nightmare and stuff. So that's why the Kaum spirit is there when you go into his dream or whatever. Same with Duresso, who was the gladiator who fell in love with Mervale, and he gave her a beautiful necklace that she was a singer, I guess, and this necklace blessed her with a voice that, you know, was spectacular, but it also like turned her into a mermaid thing, and like a siren. So unfortunately for Mervale, Duresso split. Now I initially thought that maybe he split, and because he knew that she was like a half sea creature, he just didn't want to come back. He was like, oh, I'm out. But I think that he was going to try and find a cure, but I think he got caught up by Malachi too, because he's also in Under the Mountain, right? So I don't know exactly how it all went down, but poor Mervale's still waiting for him when you go and talk to her. And so things like that. And then depending on what character you're playing, right? You play the you play the ranger, and when she kills Mervale, she's like, that's what the love of a man will do to you, right? And so you just get these different, like, quirky little lines that they'll say to give everyone a personality. And you can play this game, be focused more on the mechanics and on the things, and not even worry about the lore or any of that stuff whatsoever, or the voice lines or any of that stuff. But I do find that they're high quality. I enjoy it. I will say this though, I miss the old Lion Eyes Watch theme song that used to play when you first walked into town in Act 1. And I guess GGG's, the original composer, he was under contract or something, and I guess they only had the rights to it for so long. Something like that, so unfortunately they had to replace it. And there's nothing wrong with the song that they replaced it with the other composer, who's great, and it sounds really good too. But that original one was so epic, and I used to just linger in Lion Eyes Watch, listen to that music. I think when I first started playing this game, that was the thing that convinced me that I really wanted to, like, play this game, because I'd never heard such an awesome song. That just, there was like a despondency and like a real, you got the feel as you were in that town, like that people were just desperate and hanging on by a thread, and that music echoed that to me. And I thought it was so well done, so tasteful. But then unfortunately by 2019 or so, they removed it. Another Orb of Chance, that's awesome. But I do have the soundtrack, because I think I bought a supporter pack back in 2018 originally. So it came with the soundtrack, which had the original Lion Eyes Watch. I don't know if the soundtrack would still come with that, or if it would just be the new stuff. But so I do have it, so I can listen to it. Sometimes I'll put it on and just stand in Lion Eyes Watch just to get the memories again. But it's a great song. You can also find it on YouTube. Like, you can look it up, like old Lion Eyes Watch theme or whatever. And it's epic. There's also a guy that did a metal cover of it, and like does some guitar solos and stuff, and he does a great job with it too. It's awesome. Yeah, I remember I bought the whatever the music player that you can put in your hideout, hoping that I'd have access to that. It's a good thing I wasn't playing hardcore, because those guys, like, I didn't even have a chance to react. They just came and stabbed me to death. And they were, I think they were those whatever annoying guys from the Mirage mechanic, like relentlessly stab you to death and cause you to take bleeds. I'm gonna cautiously approach. Yeah, these. Yeah, extra fire damage and exposure or something. So I don't know, but that must have gone. My fire resistance isn't even that low. 46%. I mean, it's not 75, but it's not 0 either. Yeah, they killed me quickly there. And maybe it's because I was talking. Maybe I could have reacted quicker, but. This is why you have to be so cautious playing hardcore, because you can just kind of walk, and before you know it, you're dead. I'm not gonna go for any of this stuff either. So here's Diala. Talk to her. She'll call us not a cockroach, and she'll give us the whatever tincture, whatever it is that's going to allow us to.
You are not a cockroach.
Destroy the blockage.
Strange. Inundated with cockroaches I am. What is that, you?
Right, so I have the strength belt, so that's the source of strength. I don't think that I need any dexterity gems. But just in case I do, I have a source of some extra strength right now in the form of this belt. But I don't have a source of extra dex, so I'm going to take this one.
The cockroaches will come. I like you.
Even though I might not need it. The Infernal Talc, that's what I need here.
You may go.
Thank you. So now I'm going to go back to the sewers. And I mean, this is just a little bit rude here. The Undying Blockage. reminds me of something. No, I don't know what it is. Nonetheless, we burned it away. Now we're at the Ebony Barracks. So Gravicius is here. He does a ton of fire damage. And I'm going to see if I have some extra, fire resist. He's going to say that he's surprised that the Gemlin Queen's still alive, around.
The Gemlin. You've been.
But he wants us to kill Piety. Oh, I can go here and ID.
Hello.
In here. If I have anything to sell. No, that's like jewelry and stuff. I'm not going to sell any of it. Got some pieces of currency though, so that's always nice. And then I got another flask, so now I've gotten upgraded to all giant life flasks. The fire, I guess that's a fire resist here. This has the mana regen and a little bit of life, but I think that the extra fire resist while I fight Gravicius. Just because he likes to just absolutely rain down fire on you. So that's actually good. This has Dex and Strength, so that's not bad if I need one of those two stats. I'm going to keep this ring on me because I think after I fight Gravicius, I'm going to switch it back out. And I do have a source. I'm going to get this to the 30 to maximum life because it's just flat life, and I think that's helpful. So right now I have 675 life, brought it up to 717. Pull up my lightning trap. Oh, I've got one more point. So I'll go over here now. Oh, I forgot to fill up my flask. It'll fill up just by these. Oh, there's some Einhar beasts here. Like, the number of things that I've got on me, I'm like chilled, I'm maimed, I'm bleeding, like all this crap. Alright, what do you got for me?
Make your wish.
Well, so nothing. That's what I've come to expect, sadly. So here's... this might not go well. I haven't seen how much damage it's doing yet. It is hurting. Maybe I can damage it back. At half life, Einhar should spawn. And then that should start doing at least a little bit more damage to it. I mean, this will be the worst one. This is the red one. So that's always the most dangerous of his beasts. There we go. Well, that was the whole hunt. Alright, Einhar. Write your poem. I know. Oh, those things spawn worms when they die. Like big weird slug things, I don't know what they are. Alright, you can see a little X, that's Gravicius. I'm not even using Galvanic Field, but I'll level it up. Oh, these guys leech life. So I'm just going to back up and kill these guys first so that I can focus on Gravicius and utilize Ark's extra damage when it's not chaining. There we go. Whoa. Yeah. I do have decent fire resist right now, so that's helping me. This fight's terrible if you don't have good fire resist. I mean, it's terrible anyway, but... I'm forgetting to curse him. I'm still not used to cursing. Alright, My life lasts are almost empty here, but he's almost dead.
Place is at God's side. Where will your journey end, exile?
Listen, Gravicius, don't you worry about my journey.
He wanted me burned back in order of Odysseus. It wasn't very nice.
So, yeah, the video's been going on for about an hour and 10 minutes, so I'm going to get to the next waypoint, and then that's where I'll call it for now, for this episode. I probably would have done it before going to fight Gravicius if I'd seen the time, but I wasn't paying attention. And here you get these weird, you know, zombies and things that raise the dead, and there's a big one over here too. It's uglier than his fellows. This is the guy. Alright, now coming up here, it's going to be either to the left or to the right, because it's a random direction each time. I'll have to see which one it is. But there's a, I think his name's Cole. I think he's Piety, because when we came and to fight Brutus, Piety was there. She greeted us and she said some trash talk to us or whatever. So I think she was there researching. And Brutus was created by, I forget her name, Chevron, I think is her name. And so she was another witch that was into thaumaturgy and whatnot. So she created them. So when Piety was there, I think she was studying on how to do it. So what you find here is a guy named Cole or something, and he is very reminiscent of Brutus. So I think this is Piety's version of what Brutus became.
Choose what you wish.
I wish none of that. All right, so it is this way. There's an essence. So he's going to be right here and to the right. Just like Brutus. Piety's Brutus. And he hits like a truck as well. Oh. Lightning and shock resistant. You know what? I'm not even going to bother. Just sounds like a bad time. I remember the very first time that I played Path of Exile and I came across these golden chests. Like, I thought they were a big deal. I'm like, but these, like, they're golden. There's, like, probably good loot in these. I mean, there's just whatever loot in them. But on account of the fact that they were called golden chests, I thought that they were, like, the special chests. I can't not open them. They're golden chests. Alright, so I am going to take this waypoint right by the stairs to the next level, and this is where I'm going to call it for this episode. And then I would say that from here I just have to fight Piety, go to the library, and then going up the tower and kill Dominus. So I think next episode will probably be, we'll finish up with Act 3, and then I will ascend shortly after I start Act 4. Will it give me something here? Yeah, for killing Gravicius. Oh, this was the one where I was thinking about getting What was the... I think there was another lightning skill that was a channeling. Yeah, this seemed weird. It shocks... It strikes them, then it removes shock. I don't know about all that. So what was I thinking? Was I thinking... was it Crackling Lance? The spell loses 1 intensity every 1.5 seconds while moving or immediately if you teleport. The spell gains intensity when you cast it to a maximum of 3. 35% more damage with hits and ailments per intensity. So I guess it's not channeling. I guess I misinterpreted. I thought it was channeling. But you do get 35% more damage if you have more intensity. It loses intensity while you move or teleport. It gains intensity when you cast it to a maximum of 3. So I guess if you just stand still and keep kind of hammering the enemy with this, it can get up to 3 intensity, and then it's doing 105% more damage with hits and ailments. Yeah, I've done ball lightning. Like ball lightning, you throw a ball and it's slow moving and it kind of like hits enemies as it floats to the screen, but that's just another like a lighter source of damage. I feel like this does more damage, and then when you factor in the 105% more, if you can get 3 stacks of intensity. I'm gonna try that out.
There is nothing else.
Come over here.
Right, and I guess I'll go look to see if we have any
Yes?
lightning, +1 lightning, nothing here.
See you. Need some help? Watch yourself.
This
Igor will give me a...
Good ride.
Oh no, because I haven't killed Piety yet. I thought he was
Yes.
going to give me something. Alright, 2 chromatics. And this has got some fire resist, so I'll keep it.
Watch yourself.
Plus it's got 2, which one do I need more? Oh, I was gonna place that. Look at my resists. Fire and lightning are pretty similar. Lightning's more important in this, so this has the lightning, this has the fire. So I'll stick with this, I guess. Lightning's more important for when you fight Dominus, because Dominus does a lot of lightning. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to remove Galvanic Field, because I didn't find a use for that. I'm going to remove Flame Wall. Let's put those away. This back in my jewelry here. And Lightning Trap, Holy Flame Totem, Quick Step, Storms, Rolling Magma. Conductivity I don't need here. By 2 is here, Conductivity's here. And Crackling Lance, so like right now Control T, that's not gonna... I'm going to put it here where Rolling Magma is. So I can actually use it and see how it does. What's this? And then I'll put Rolling Magma here in case I actually need to resort to it because I find a lightning resistant enemy. And I'll put a skill up here working towards this Breath of Lightning, which gives me increased lightning damage and increased effect of lightning ailments. And a level up conductivity. Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks again for joining me on this journey, and next time we should finish Act 3 and get into Act 4 and then Ascend as well, which will be exciting. So thanks very much, and please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.